top 10 for Street Smart. Number 10 is Apple. Shares are up more than 1% after CEO Tim Cook said his staff, quote, has several more game changers in the pipeline. Mr. Cook is seeking to boost Apple's lineup and quell concerns about his company's ability to innovate in the consumer electronics space.
Sallie Mae up more than 2% today. The student lender wants to split into two publicly traded companies. One of the new companies would focus on managing education loans. The other would be a consumer banking business. Sallie Mae also announcing that Jack Raimondi will replace Albert Lord as the CEO.
Number 8 is DSW, up nearly 4%. The shoe retailer reporting first quarter earnings well above analyst estimates. DSW CEO says the company's performance demonstrated, quote, remarkable execution, flexibility in a time of unprecedented swings in weather patterns.
All right, number 7, Discovery, falling about 1.5%, even though the company says Oprah Winfrey's own network will finally turn a profit by the second half of this year. Discovery has poured over $500 million, of course, into this network, tripling its lending since the venture was formed.
And Netflix shares of the online video service are up only 0.5%. Hey, they should say they had been dropping earlier. Look at that. It's been really all over the map, and here's why. The critics are giving mixed reviews to Arrested Development. That's a new show on Netflix. It was brought back after a 7-year hiatus. Of course, it had been on Fox, and they're hoping this thing will increase subscriptions. I don't know, Matt. I know you watched it over a marathon session, but you need
You're
some
not
other people
everyone,
do the
Matt.
same. Yeah.
Well, come on. Everyone is watching it. Everyone in flyover country at least watches this rather than... what's the one you watch with Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, House of Cards.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So they have a couple of series a lot of people watch. Number 5 is Facebook. Those shares are falling 3%. NASDAQ has agreed to pay $10 million. $10 million to settle SEC charges that its mishandling of Facebook's IPO last year was a violation of securities laws.
I'd say that's basically nothing, and it looks like a big victory for NASDAQ. What do you say?
I think that's a cab ride for NASDAQ.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is for NASDAQ. It's 1.5 weeks worth of profit. $10 million. That's how much they make in 1.5 weeks over at NASDAQ. So this one's a drop in the bucket.
I think the SEC, they could have gone for a little more there.
They could have, but they didn't.
Number 4, Michael Kors, rising about 4% after the company reported fourth quarter profit more than doubled. Surging sales capped another strong year for the upscale handbag and clothing maker. Michael Kors also offered a solid outlook.
And MRC Global down more than 14% after its sales outlook missed the estimates. The maker of pipes and valves for energy companies says its major U.S. customers have spent less on pipe in recent weeks, partly due to reduced drilling activity and lower natural gas prices.
Number 2 is Tesla, the car maker, down nearly 5%. Tesla is preparing to expand a network, or announces expanded network of fast charging stations to make its Model S a more viable alternative to gas-fueled cars. The CEO, Elon Musk, says he will make a big supercharger announcement this week, so wait for that.
All right, we're coming up on our number 1 stock of the day. It's Smithfield Foods, surging 29%. China's biggest pork producer is buying Virginia-based Smithfield Foods for about $4.7 billion. China's pork consumption is rising as the country's middle class expands. The deal still needs approval from Smithfield shareholders and regulators, of course.